welcome to A Good Walk Spoiled, Adventures in Golf, hosted by Scott Ponywaz, also known as @Pony Golf. Hello and welcome to another episode of A Good Walk Spoiled. Today I'm excited to have MSGA, that's the Montana State Golf Association's Tim Bakker. He's joining us today to kind of give us a little bit of his background, how he got involved with MSGA and as a teaching pro, but we're also going to talk a little bit about the upcoming state golf tournaments that are hitting Montana. So excited to have Tim on today. Tim, welcome. Love to just sort of kick it off and have you tell a little bit about your background and introduce yourself.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks for having me on today. Yeah, I am a PGA professional up here in Missoula, Montana. Been out here for 1997. Came out here, went to school, and got into the golf business while I was in school. Started working at the University of Montana golf course just as a counter jockey and picking range balls, and saw this could be a path of something I enjoyed doing. Started working as an assistant here at town at Larchmont, and spent a number of years there as I worked through gaining PGA membership, and then spent a few years as a head professional, Double Arrow Golf Course, small little mountain town up in Sealy Lake. Great little track up there. And then came back here to Missoula and Frenchtown area where my kids go to school, where the house is actually at, and spent a few years out at their 18-hole golf course. And then stepped out of the golf shop to just get back into teaching. I had done a lot of instruction with juniors, and went out that way. Went back to my roots there at the University Golf Course and just started teaching for a couple summers. Had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. When Nick Dietzen, our executive director, got hired on with the MSGA, when he took over, I kind of called and just made an introduction. We started talking, and lo and behold, a few months later, I became a tournament manager for him and managed to last summer to do some teaching and work for the state. Now we're solely on the tournament director role now and working to promote golf in Montana.
Awesome. So you've stepped away from the University of Montana course and teaching over there?
I really have this year. I got one program that I'm kind of helping out with. They have another professional in town who's I met him last spring. We worked with coaching on a PGA Hope class, the group for veterans. It's the only thing I've gone back for so far, is to help him run the PGA veterans group, the PGA Hope classes. So it's just a fun group to show up with, and Travis over there is kind of leading the way on some things. And I'm like, I'll ride shotgun with you if you're driving on some of these programs. So you were at school at the UM?
Yeah, so Tim, it's actually kind of funny. I went to school at the University of Montana. So when I noticed you started working at the UM course back in 1997, I was actually there from 2001 to 6. I wasn't playing a ton of golf through college or a number of other things, but it wouldn't surprise me if we might have crossed paths back in the day.
Absolutely. I would have been running around Larchmont that entire time. And yeah, I was there as the assistant. So I've been in town ever since, so I'm sure we did cross paths a time or two.
So going into your background a little bit more, what really drove you to, becoming a teaching pro? Was there something that really triggered it, or?
Going back, like, how did I get into the golf business? That was from my days as a young kid. I didn't grow up in the golf community. I grew up playing tennis. The mid '90s with the tennis of Agassi and Sampras and Connors and McEnroe and Stellis and Graf. That was my thing growing up. I'd spend my high school days, I was teaching the summer camps to the younger kids. And once I got kind of college, here we are, 97. We kind of know who started playing golf around that time and what started happening with the boom. And I could see where the golf was going, and the instruction was an opportunity to continue in the golf world. And I love playing. It was something that I started getting into early in college, getting there playing. So I started getting into the teaching world, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess 97 Tiger Woods was starting to hit the scene a little bit. So one of the other things I noticed recently, you've become TPI certified, and I know that there's a lot of people that have been hearing more and more about this, and you've seen a lot more players kind of focusing on health, fitness, and just other sort of swing mechanics that go along with it. Can you just kind of high level tell us a little bit more about TPI and how it kind of helps players?
Sure. TPI, we're all different. Every one of us, whether we are 6'4" or 5'4", where we're at for flexibility, how can our body move, right? How does our ankle flexibility affect our golf swing? How does hip mobility or shoulders? How can we as an instructor truly evaluate players and have an understanding of what type of abilities or limitations a player has in their swing, in their body movement, to help build that swing for them?
Gotcha. And so with TPI, that really helps with some of the mobility exercises, correct?
Correct. So a couple parts there. One of the common themes with TPI is stay in your lane. As we're looking at a golf professional, it's not all built for golf professionals. It is also medical specialists, physical therapists, or strength and conditioning coaches who are also a lot of those guys are TPI certified, and it's creating the connection between the three groups to create that plan for you as a golfer to optimize that golf swing. Me as a golf instructor, I'm not going to give you the exercises to help repair that shoulder. That's a therapist's job. I'm not going to give you strength exercises to get your glutes better. But I can identify them and go, your glutes aren't strong enough to be able to get you to rotate into your left hip as you through your golf swing. Go see Johnny over at XYZ Gym, and he's TPI certified. And I can tell Johnny what exercise you're not passing, and he can help you and understand and get you on track.
Yeah, so I think, with TPI, a lot of us older golfers that are sort of hitting our 40s, 50s will probably start to see TPI worked into our training schedules a little bit more. So changing courses a little bit now. Love to get into MSGA a little bit now and hear a little bit more about sort of MSGA, some of the different things that they do, not only for obviously the adult amateur tournaments that you and I have kind of become familiar with each other on, but also some of the junior programs and scholarship programs. So can you just tell us a little bit more about some of the different things that MSGA does for Montana golfers?
Sure. That's a big list. So a couple of things right out of the gate, for the MSGA, as our Montana listeners, when we tune in, we got joining the MSGA. What does that do? Where do your MSGA dollars go? Yes, it gets you your active GIN membership or GIN handicap, helps get those. And by the way, recap from last week, GIN versus GIN. It's always been GIN to me.
Battles.
It gets that active handicap going. We just handed out 11 scholarships to high school graduates here this spring. That would have been in that. Could find that list in the last episode, last newsletter on June 1st. That list was all posted in there. So congrats to those kids. Anywhere from a couple $1,000. I don't remember total right now on those breakdown, but 11 graduating seniors did get those. We have grants. Again, about $20,000 worth of grant dollars get sent out to different schools to be able to teach golf. A lot of places use the tennis balls and big plastic clubs like snag. Teach that right away in the gyms. Teach it. I did a program last Thursday. We were out on the driving range at King Ranch Golf Course out here in Frenchtown. We do it on the driving range way that I can set up all these young kids to just safely learn the game and go play. So a lot of schools and communities doing those type of programs across the state from Montana State Golf Association dollars. My set was purchased with Montana State Golf Association dollars about 10 years ago, and it's still just getting a lot of use out of it out there for those kids. Additionally, Peaks and Prairies is a organization of all of our superintendents. We help them with grant programs. They're awesome for keeping that grass in prime shape for us. I've sat in with a few of their meetings. They do some really cool stuff and cool research projects. Even giving back to the local schools and their kids. MSGA looks to go in, help them out. Again, same thing, PGA professionals across the state, grant programs for them, keeping things active. So yes, the MSGA is working to do more than just be your handicap provider. The other one the MSGA did do is we did join the Pacific Northwest Golf Association this past year, which has been a fun added resource for us as staff members and being able to communicate, learn more from working closer with our fellow neighbors in the Northwest. And it has provided more playing opportunities for us, whether we are going to for any of these PNGA events now.
Yeah, when I saw that news, I was pretty excited because then I started sort of going through the list and trying to figure out where in the Northwest to maybe travel to and get exposure to some new courses.
It's fun. It's new exposure. Like I said, whether it's the men's am that this year is down at Wine Valley in Central Washington, these things will all start rotating through Montana, into Montana, and seeing where we can get these things hosted. We are going to host a state senior. I know it's not going to apply to you yet, but we're looking at next fall of 2025, that state senior, the PNGA Senior Championship will be at Old Works in September, which is going to be really fun. So
yeah, it's funny. I played in a tournament at Chambers Bay several years ago, and I met two guys that they were exposed to Old Works because they came for the U.S. Open qualifier, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And yeah, it's such a unique course that Montana has, and I'm wearing the hat today, but out of respect for the Montana golf. But yeah, last year, I mean, I just played such a great host for the state am too for the men's. So
they're always, I appreciate them because they're always up for us to come, and they're ready to go. We got them hosting next September for that event, so it's great.
Awesome. So yeah, as we're kind of getting into a little more about the schedule and stuff, I think a good time to transition in. I think, hearing a little more about the upcoming season, get us all excited for some of the courses that we've got on the sort of summer AM tours for MSGA. And I guess before we get into what's ahead, maybe as we're wrapping up, I'm still too young for the senior tour, but I'm sure there's a couple folks listening that might be playing in some of these events. So you want to just kind of do a little highlight reel of what's been happening with the seniors and the spring tour?
Sounds good. Yeah, the senior tour, new event started last year. Last year started off as a collection of 8 events. Seniors age 60 and over, men's and women's. This year we expanded out to 12. Definitely hit a little bit more weather this spring across the state on having some cold and rainy days, even some snowfall hitting the golf courses. We did lose a couple of our events this year, but other than that, we're just at Eagle Falls and Great Falls last week, and we're heading to our friend at the Old Works tomorrow, and then to Bozeman the end of the week to wrap up the 2024 senior tour. So it has been a fun season for that. Keeping these keeping these senior events going and providing an early season opportunity for anyone to go play golf. Best part is courses are pretty willing to open to us coming out to have these early season events. We know what these golf courses look like in midsummer for multi-day events. As you try to get a tee time anywhere you go, that's always a challenge for us at any place right now, is to get 3 days locked up at a golf course. So the single day events, we've had some number of great country clubs this year who have opened their doors for us to come on out and play.
With spring in Montana, you never know what you're going to get. Yeah, I was on vacation the last couple of weeks in Australia, but I did hear plenty of the snowstorm news hitting Bozeman and other parts of Montana, which definitely puts a kink in the golf season.
Yes, it does.
Especially some of these higher altitude courses as well. So getting into the actual sort of state events, for today's episode, we're going to mostly focus on the adults just because I don't really have much of a junior following. But I know this week you're gearing up for sort of the big kickoff event, which for Montana golf seems to be the official kickoff, the state match play. So tell us a little bit about what we can expect here.
So match play, we're off and running here Thursday or Friday through Sunday, June 7th through the 9th. We have 3 different divisions, a men's senior, and a women's. We start off with a qualifying round on Friday morning. We have 93 registered players. Top 32 in the men's will qualify for a bracket, and we'll go into bracket match play right away that afternoon. And the seniors and women's will go to fields of 16 starting Saturday morning. And it's a test of golf for the men's as they go through 100 holes. You got 6 rounds of golf to play over 3 days to get the championship belts.
It's a little bit of a endurance challenge meets golf.
Yes.
From seeing it in years past. And then Bill Roberts tends to host it year after year. Is that?
They are hosting again. This is about the 3rd or 4th year in a row they have the match play. This is the 2nd year it's under the MSGA umbrella. That was hosted by a couple of guys locally in the Helena area who revived it about 10 years ago now. And then as the MSGA has grown the staff, they kind of passed this one off to us, saying, here you go. And it's a great championship. So we were more than happy to take over and to run this as an MSGA event. So yes, it has been there. It's not a locked in to Bill Roberts long term, but it is. It has been in there the last couple of years.
And is the defending champion coming back to?
He is.
To play?
He is. Cade McDonough won this last year. He is graduating here this spring from high school and heading down to the University of Utah. So, and he is back to defend his title.
Awesome. Well, should be a fun weekend ahead up in Helena or over in Helena from where I am here in Bozeman. So we'll be excited to keep an eye on that and follow along on the Instagram. Moving on to the next, the men's state amateur. Pretty excited about this course. I haven't actually played it, but I've heard great things about Laurel. So tell us a little bit about the state am for this year.
State am registrations are still open, and we're still have a few spots open there for, like I said, Laurel Golf Club in Laurel, just outside of Billings, July 18th, 19th, and 20th. Need to have an 8.0 index or better, and you can get yourself into the field. We have right around 20 spots still open before we start to get to that waiting list, and it seems like it happens every year. Like you, I haven't actually been to Laurel yet. I'm trying to work on the calendar here to get through this next 2 weeks and then get down there for a site visit here prior to the event. I'm excited, but they have hosted some junior championships in the men's tournament here in recent past. So got a lot of knowledge and a couple of good people down there to help out as we get tournament preparation underway. So yeah, that's one that we don't. Our defending champion's not going to make it back. He did turn professional this past season, Joey Moore, and is out on the on some of the tours around the country right now playing. One of the awesome things that we do have this year for the men's amateur, our state champion this year will go directly to the USAM at Hazeltine in mid-August. So that's something here that kind of popped up with the USGA's changes in USAM qualifying. So
that alone gives you a little more incentive to win this year.
I think there's going to be
some
competition at the top of this thing here, at least 3 days worth of that. So that's going to be fun to see, especially since it will be a Montana person who qualifies to go there, because we do still have our residency requirements in our state championships. I know you get a lot of listeners and they want to come visit us in Montana because we're an awesome place to be in the summertime. Our state championships do require Montana residency.
Well, hopefully we'll see a Montana person at Hazeltine and putting it on the map, and
we will.
Up at the top.
We'll see that. I look forward to seeing it again this year. At least having someone again to cheer for. We had Riggs last year qualify through from Libby, Arizona State alum now. He just graduated, and so it'll be great to see someone there. We'll look forward to it.
Exciting things ahead for the men's AM, but let's not forget there's also the women's AM, which I think is the next week or a week and a half later.
It's a week and a half later. Yeah. They Butte, July 18th through the 30th. We will be we're heading to Butte Country Club. We're excited for that one. We do have a number of players there again, running we run our seniors, mid-am and amateur all together at the same event right now with the women's. Again, I should clarify in the Montana residents, our college kids do get in if you're enrolled at any of the Montana university or colleges. We do count them. So for the women's brackets and match play and in our state am, we do have a number of Bobcats from MSU, some Grizzly golfers from the U of M, and then our other colleges also, the Rocky Battling Bears, and they're great support, and those girls do come out and play in our events, and that makes a much stronger field for those women's amateur events.
Yeah, I actually remember, I think it was the match play. It ended up being 2 MSU players head-to-head battling each other, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I know Scarlett won. She beat Greeny at the end. She may have done that. And then Lauren Greeny came back and won the state women's match play in a playoff over one of the girls from Rocky.
I thought it was a couple of the college.
Yes,
girls, so.
It is. And it's been great that these girls have came out to play. And it's even better like the match play when we get our high school kids, our Montana high school kids who are playing and competing against these college players and showing what they have. So love for the boys and the girls and the men's side where these college kids are getting out to play.
Yeah, definitely brings in a little more challenge. For me, that's kind of why I like the mid-am a little better, but still don't have that great of a chance to go shoot 6 or 10 under or whatever it's going to take. But the younger kids definitely can shoot some low scores.
Yeah, it's a few people call the mid or the men's am the flat bellies, and some call the mid am the others. The rest of us aren't quite flat bellied anymore. So yeah, leading into that, like I said, the mid am, you're registered. Make the trip out here to Missoula. To me, we have some great golf courses in Missoula, Canyon River, Missoula Country Club, the Ranch Club, where we'll be for the mid am. That one's always been my favorite. Open layout, not a tree left on the golf course yet, but plenty of challenges with length, fescue, water, great condition all the time from the greens, great facility to just hang out at to following any round of golf. So yeah, you said it. you got to be 25 years old for the Mid-Am. We're following the USGA rules on playing without those high school kids and those college kids. For our event, you do just have to be a 10 index or better. I want to say we still have about 30 spots left in this event as well. Expect that this one again will get filled up here in the next few weeks.
Nice. And with the Mid-Am, any national Mid-Am qualifiers for the winner, or
there's not?
Okay.
That's not happening right now. Where our relationship with the PNGA, you do get exemptions into the PNGA Mid-Am Championship that this year is down Jug Mountain in outside of McCall, Idaho. The PNGA has a little bit different eligibility requirements for getting into some events. But no, with the USGA at this time, we don't. That hasn't materialized yet.
Keep the fingers crossed for
Yes.
the coming years. So yeah, Mid-Am, I'm excited to get up to Missoula for that one. Old college stomping grounds as well, so it should be a fun long weekend of golf up there. Last year in Billings, I mean, it was also just great at Yellowstone for the Mid-Am there. But then we'll be, I guess, after the Mid-Am, moving on to the 4-ball, which I'm also hoping to find my way to this year. I haven't signed up yet, but I think it's going to happen. So
yeah, 4-ball. Great Falls, Montana, Meadow Lark Country Club. I was just up there on Wednesday. Got to run on the golf course real quick. Great condition. Greens are always fantastic. They have some slope to them, and they get some beautiful speed to them as we play. So 4-ball, as we know, is a partner event, sometimes referred to as 2-person best ball, but officially referred to as 4-ball. From the USGA and Ryder Cup formats, Solheim Cup formats. Play your own golf ball all the way through. It's a lot of fun. We have, again, I looked at registration this morning. There's a room for about 20 teams left. We run this one as a shotgun each day. We run a shotgun start at 9 o'clock on Friday and Saturday morning, September 20th and 21st. We're just looking forward to the great weather that we have in the fall and be there along the banks of the Missouri River. I hope you can make it up there.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to convince or find somebody that's a worthy teammate, and hopefully we'll be able to make our way to Great Falls for that one. So, yeah, pretty excited, and also pretty excited about maybe trying to get into that Jug Mountain one and for the Mid-Am PNGA as well.
That would be a great event. I know I've talked to some of the guys in the PNGA, and I know a number of Montanans have registered for some of the PNGA events. I haven't seen the list of who's officially heading places, but yeah, we try to capitalize, especially like on where those golf courses are at, how far away, how far travel is, and get us all there. Because for those who don't know, the PNGA is Pacific Northwest Golf Association. It's a combination there of Oregon, Washington, Idaho, British Columbia, and now Alaska. So as we get those things rotating around, we can get some great golf courses across the states and find that one that fits for you.
Might need to play some golf in the land of the midnight sun up in Alaska. And
yeah, we'll see if they get in that rotation post. And it's one place I have not been able to visit yet. So
can't say I've ever golfed up there, so it could be a fun one. MSGA summer events are a ton of fun, and I know I've just kind of moved back in the last couple of years, and so it's been great to get to know a bunch of the guys out on the men's side of things, and hopefully we'll make it out to 4-ball and some of these other events, and I'm excited for the growth in the years to come. Thanks for walking us through everything, Tim, and good luck this coming weekend with the match play. But I guess before we kind of wrap up, anything we might have missed, whether MSGA related or tournament related, or
I think we hit a lot of highlights. Yeah, follow MSGA.
Yeah,
on Instagram at 406 Golf.
Yeah, follow them, and you can always get some good highlights from the weekends as well. And then if you are interested in signing up for some events, of course, if you're a Montana resident, the tournament signups are all on msgagolf.org. So you can always find stuff out over there, whether it's, senior tour events or any of the state match play. There's also a number of junior events that we didn't really touch on, but if you do have kids that are getting into golf and playing tournament, they also do have a great roundup of MSGA junior events, and also check out those scholarships for the up and coming next generation of golfers. So, well, thanks so much, Tim. We're looking forward to the summer ahead, and we'll see you out there.
All right. Thanks, Scott.
That concludes today's episode of A Good Walk Spoiled, Adventures in Golf, hosted by Scott Ponywise. That's myself. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, rate it high, and follow us on Instagram at pony_golf to stay in the loop. We'll catch you next time.